Okay, hello. We're going to look at doing some sketching of quadratics. So we're going to first think about the shape. What is the shape? Well, the shape is going to be happy because there's a positive coefficient of x squared. So we have that shape. Then we're going to talk about the roots. What are the roots? Well, I'm going to solve it. I'm going to solve and put the function equal to 0. There's a few ways to solve a quadratic, but in this instance I'm going to complete the square. The reason being that I need the completed square form later. I start off just by taking that factor of 2 out. That makes it easy. Then I complete the square with the bit inside the bracket. So I've got x plus 5 over 4 squared minus the square of that, 25 over 16 plus 4 equals 0. Well, I've halved that. Half of 5 over 2 is 5 over 4. When you halve, remember it's quicker just to double the denominator. Let's expand this bit with the 2. So 2 lots of x plus 5 over 4 squared minus 25 over 8 multiplied by 2. I can half the denominator plus 4. Let's just think about 4. I can also write that as 32 over 8. So this is just about the arithmetic. Make sure you get the arithmetic right. Plus 7/8 equals 0. Well, I've got my completed square form. Well, what you'll find here is very interesting. With a bit of rearranging, you've got negative 7 over 8. So x plus 5 over 4 squared equals negative 7 over 16. What does that tell me? Yep, that's right, good. There's no real solutions. Because that side is negative, I've got square root. Square this, sorry, to get a negative. There's no roots, It doesn't go through the x-axis. So what's the minimum point? So in this case, the turning point is a minimum. Let's have a look at the square, the completed square form. So it's here. 2 lots of x plus 5 over 4 squared plus 7 over 8 equals 0. So my minimum point is going to be x is negative 5 over 4, y is 7/8. So negative 5 over 4 and y is 7/8. And then the y-intercept, well, that's the easiest part, that's the most fun part, it's just 4. Then we sketch, not left a lot of room here, I've left some for this other one. So I put 4 there. It's going to have a minimum negative 5 over 4 there. This doesn't have to be to scale as long as you do try and draw it a bit better than I've done it there. So you've got 4, and then that is 7/8. So negative 5 over 4, it goes from 4. It's not the best sketch there, but hopefully I've got some idea. I'll try to leave some more room on this one. Right, let's quickly have a look at this one. So, first of all, the shape. Negative coefficient of x squared. So it's unhappy, it's sad. I'm going to complete the square. Negative 2x squared plus 4x plus 14. I like, personally, to put the x squared first. Just makes it easier to look at. So here I'm going to take negative 2 out. x squared minus 4x plus 14. Notice that's negative. In fact, that should be negative 2. Be very careful there. Deliberate mistake. Now, let's complete the square. You should have done a lot of this. Negative 1 squared minus 1 plus 14. You having that? There you go. That step's crucial. Structuring it really clearly when you've got a negative coefficient of x squared is important. So y equals negative 2, lots of x minus 1 squared, plus 2, be careful there with the negatives, plus 14. So y is 16 minus 2 lots of x minus 1 all squared. Well, that's going to help me with the roots. What are the roots? The roots are going to be when that equals 0. So 16 minus 2 x minus 1 all squared equals 0. So 16 equals 2 lots of x minus 1 squared. 8 equals x minus 1 squared, square root of 8. So that's 2 root 2. Positive, negative, of course, do not forget that. X equals plus 1. Yeah, that's 1. Positive, negative, 2 root 2. And hopefully that should be correct. So there's my roots. 1 plus or minus 2 root 2. So I need my minimum. Well, in this case, it's not a minimum, is it? It's a maximum because it's the unhappy shape. So what's my maximum? I look at this. Well, my maximum y is 16. And that occurs when x equals 1. So I've got 116. And the y-intercept is, look here, 14. So just remember where to look for those. The shape I get from here, that's negative. I've got the roots just by completing the square and put it equal to 0. I've got the maximum from the completed square form, and I've got the y-intercept from inspection on the original form. Now let's get a bit of a better sketch of this. I've got 1 there, which is halfway between the two roots, plus 2 root 2, so 1 plus 2 root 2, 1 minus 2 root 2. Got this maximum here, where it's 16. The y-intercept is at 14. Let me try and do this. Oh, it's not bad. There we are. So we've got the general quadratic shape. We've got the roots marked clearly on the axes. We need to label the axes x and y. Here there's no roots. Here we've got the roots marked. We've got the turning point x coordinate marked. Sometimes you're asked to do a line of symmetry. I've got the y-intercept marked. And I've got the y value of the maximum and the y value of the minimum. Hopefully that's clear.